What's up, guys? $20 Bandit. About a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I did a review on the Allot design Fastpack EDC, and I also showed you the loadout on it. And just like all my loadouts, they're always subject to change. So I thought I'd show you what I've got going on now, the gear inside, how I organize it, and what I carry as compared to 2 years ago, and discuss how the bag is held up. I carry it every day in my truck, on my back, depends on what's going on. The pack weighs in at about 26 pounds, roughly, without water. And I'm very, very, very stoked on the bag. That's why I haven't changed it. The only thing actually about my bug out bag that hasn't changed is the bag. Everything inside pretty much is different, and that's why I'm doing this review today. So let's switch the camera angle and get into the loadout of this awesome pack by Allot Design, the Fastpack EDC. Alright, so we're going to start with the admin pocket right here in the front. It's a pretty nice sized pocket. You can see my hand will fit in there, so it's probably somewhere in the department of 5 inches deep, 6 inches deep. And inside of that compartment, I keep pretty much your standard, the stuff you see in most people's bug out bags. There's a very short Allot Design spoon in there, spork, some WD-40, a pin. I keep backup batteries in there. A patch kit, nylon patch kit, some insect repellent, and a little bit of blue Loctite. Got a set of batteries, N-type, for my 512 EOTech on my AR. Got one of those, I forget who makes this, it's called Gear Aid, I guess. It's a sewing kit, but it's a heavy-duty sewing kit, so you can actually sew like 500 or 1,000 denier nylon. A toothbrush, sleeve of Advil, man's best friend, and in the bottom I've got one of my backpacking spoons. So this is designed to use with like the dehydrated, lightweight food packets. And I've also got basically a surplus roll of snare wire, set of hearing protection, Surefire hearing protection, power cube for my iPhone, and just about anything else because it's a USB device. Got some, it's hand sanitizer, but I keep it because it's mostly alcohol, so you could use it as a fire starter. And there's a little pick-me-up, some Tabasco, and then I've got a sunglass lens cleaner for my optics or my sunglasses. Should be a lighter in here somewhere. Yep, there it is, and a little lighter. That pretty much covers the admin pocket. It's quite a bit of loose stuff in there, but it actually all fits into the inside of this pocket. Has different size organizers, sleeves that are stitched into the pocket, so it all fits in its own place in here. It doesn't move around on me, which I like a lot. I'll take a break really quick from the loadout and show you another really cool feature of this pack. It's got on it right here, like a beaver tail is what I call it. You unhook here and here, flip it down, and then you can actually take a firearm, rifle, shotgun, in this case a Kel-Tec KSG. You can slide the buttstock into this pouch down here, and then extend these buckles on either side, like so. Bear with me here. Go over the top of the firearm, like that buckle, and then you've got a place to carry like a secondary weapon, or your primary, depending upon what you're doing. It's a very unique and cool feature of this pack, and for me, I normally I don't normally have the KSG on me. Obviously, that's ridiculous. But if I was trying to get home and I was able to pick up a firearm on the way, in case of WROL or some sort of other natural disaster, I live in California, so earthquakes are extremely common here, and a big one would absolutely devastate the part of the state that I live in and make it extremely difficult to travel or really do anything just to survive because there's so many freaking people here. So if I was having to hike back from, say, 3 or 4 days away, I would be able to pick up a firearm and carry it in the pack as I'm trying to kind of evade people, and then if I had to defend myself, I could. So that's something I wanted to show you guys. Very, very cool feature of this pack, and it's actually unique to this pack. And one of my favorite things about it. Since we got that beaver tail down, I'm going to go into the main large exterior pocket. Inside this pocket right on the top, I carry a 6-inch emergency bandage or Israeli bandage, and then a cat tourniquet. Very important things to have. I got some snacks right here, almonds, good source of protein and salt. I've got one of my, I actually build these myself with the help of Chinook Medical Gear. This is my EDC first aid kit. It's for sale on my website, $20bandit.com, and it pretty much covers you know, cuts, scrapes, abrasions, any kind of wound that's bleeding. You've got oral IV in here, so rehydration, burn gel for burns, a set of gloves, some tape, sutures, steri strips, which are basically modern butterfly bandages, and some personal antimicrobial wipes, and then just a crap load of gauze in there. This is a dental module from Chinook Medical Gear. You can see right there, Chinook Medical Gear dental emergency module. It's very good to have. I've got some military issue DEET insect repellent, another pair of gloves, chem light, and a whole bunch of zip ties. That pretty much covers the exterior large pocket. Change up the angle a little bit here so you can get a good view. This is the side pocket right here. This pack has another unique feature. They call it the flashlight cave, I guess. You can see my whole hand fits in there. There is a D-ring attached to the top of the inside of this pocket. So you could lanyard something in there if you had a some sort of retention need. You could attach it so it could just pull out and then zip back in there. There's a North American Rescue thing for shears that I attach in there, but honestly I don't use it very often, just because it's really hard to access when you're using the pack. I understand it's cool, but it's just not something that I use. So here's the side pocket. There's one on each side. On this side I've got there's some glass. There's some binoculars in here, wrapped inside of a pair of gloves. Nothing special, just something that'll give me, you know, a little bit of magnification if I need it. I keep them wrapped in a pair of gloves. That way they don't get destroyed. And if I need the gloves, I've got them. Also carry a flashlight in here. This is the EagleTac T200 C2. And this is the neutral white, which is actually my favorite flashlight right now, which is why it's in there. This is a 1080 lumen light, and extremely bright. Good throw. I'd say it's probably got 150, 200 meter throw on it. Some smoke, just Orion signal smoke, can come in extremely useful depending upon, you know, not just for signaling but for evasion. I've also got a backup flashlight in here. This is the D25 LC2 by EagleTac. This is more of a kind of a work light. Not really good throw, but fairly bright for its size. And those both work off of 18650. I've got a backup magazine for my Glock. And it looks like some Winchester white box, 9mm, 147 grains. So these are probably hollow points. Figure that if I have to use something like this, it's probably, yeah, hollow points. It's going to be, unfortunately, on people if I do have to use my gun for some reason to get home. Okay, so other side of the pack, same pocket. On this side it's kind of my nav pocket. A Brunton compass. should be a GPS unit in here. Yeah, I've got a Garmin Fortrex 401. Hopefully GPS will be up because it'll make it a lot easier to nav back to where I need to get. But if it's not, I've got my Brunton. I got a charging system in here for the 18650 batteries. That might be overkill, but if I do have my truck, I can charge. The truck has a 110 volt outlet in the back of it. Got a fire kit. Some of those burn anywhere matches, or long burn, windproof matches. I've got a Bic lighter, and then a whole bunch of trioxane bars. Self-powered radio, so I can pick up on what's going on. If there is any information out there to be had, I can pick up on it without the need of power or batteries. That covers the outside pocket on that side. So we're going to move to the main compartment now. Alright, so main compartment of the Aught Design Fast Pack. I failed to mention earlier, but there's about a 2-inch strip of loop side Velcro here for your different patches you want to throw on there. Zip this pouch open. It's about just a little bit over a half-pack zip right there. When you flip that open, you've got a mesh pocket right here in which I keep my these are my Pig Alpha gloves. These are my favorite shooting gloves. If you guys haven't heard of these, you can pick these up at skdtac.com. Got some high test nylon cordage. A couple more zip ties. These are loose out of the other pack. I was just using these the other day. Then I've got kind of an attachment kit here. There's some bungee cord in there, a couple of S-beaners and some 550 in case I need to lanyard myself to something, or if I've got my kids with me, I can actually attach myself to them. I know that sounds ridiculous, but depends on the age of the kid, you know, how they're gonna, if they're gonna mind you or not, and if they're gonna get separated from you. If you can wrap that around their waist, and I mean, if you have to drag them, then maybe you have to drag them. But anyways, inside I've got a Kafaro. I'm not sure what they call the pack. I know it's called the KU because it's their ultra lightweight material, but I think it's designed to be an E&E pack, escape and evade. And I keep this in there because if I do, this pack is 26 pounds, so if I got to haul ass for some reason, run for say 10, 15, 20 miles, I'm not going to be able to take 26 pounds on my back. I'm not 20 years old anymore. So I keep this E&E pack in here. So I can just quickly grab this out, throw a couple of my modular systems, a knife, whatever, some water in here, throw it on my back and haul ass. Inside of this pack right now, I just basically, you know, have a couple of things in here. It's a dry sack in case I do, you know, want to take something with me and it's pouring down rain. I can throw it in there and it'll keep it dry. If I got to cross water, which there's not a whole lot of water in Southern California to cross, but if I am out of state, which I do get out of state and I have to come back, then I could dry sack it and get across the water without destroying my stuff. There's probably about 100 feet of 550 cord in here, a boonie, a pair of Go Light cold weather gloves, extremely lightweight, very warm, Tad Gear beanie, and something to cover myself with in case I have a bright colored shirt on. It's just a multicam heatwear nylon shirt, heat gear shirt by Under Armour. That's about it inside the pack. I've also got a searchlight in here, and this is a Nightcore MT40. Excellent throw on this light, excellent searchlight. Stupid crap sheath, but everything else about that light is awesome. And then here's the actual pouch. This E&E bag, you can see, will get pretty small. The whole thing, I weighed it before I did the video. The whole thing weighs 1.9 ounces, so it's extremely lightweight, which affords you the opportunity to stuff it full of gear. Now the rest of the stuff in here is modular stuff that can come in and out of the pack. Keep in mind, inside of my truck I have a whole bunch of stuff, gear, tents and other things that are too heavy or too bulky to stuff in the pack that if I did need to use, I could easily grab them, shove them in the pack, or strap them to the outside of the pack to get home. But let me just kind of clean this mess up, swap this around, and we'll go through the rest of the gear. Alright, so the first one that I've got the orange 550 cord wrapped around is first aid. Normally I have a label here, but I took it off. This is a kind of a fix for my MK7 pouch. This is actually the MK5 older version, but you know, sometimes when you stuff these things really thick, it's difficult to get it out of your pocket. So if you just take and loop the 550 through the pouch like so, it gives you a perfect pull handle. In this case, it also IDs my first aid kit, so if I do need to get at it in a hurry, I can just, you know, grab for the orange 550 and pull it through. There's a full review on this pouch on my channel, so if you want to see all the contents, you can go check it out. I think it's called Pocket Medic, but that's basically, you know, another way to use these. It was designed to go in a cargo pocket of your BDUs or pants, but another excellent use is to organize your bug out bag or your get home bag. This would be my first aid pouch, modular. Here's my EDC. This is going to have just a whole bunch of stuff, extra mag. This I'll actually take out of there and put into my pocket quite often. Extra mag, 1000 lumen headlamp, a pin, another sleeve of batteries, a little mini first aid kit, field sharpener for your knife, some hearing protection, and right in the rain, notepad. And that's something I carry in there every day. By the way, I've got a Kickstarter campaign going on with this MK7, which this actually is the MK7 right here. So if you haven't checked that out, please do. And if you have already checked it out and you've backed me or pledged money towards it, I cannot tell you how grateful I am. I'm so excited about it. I'm like without words. It's just mind-boggling how many people like the pouch. I originally designed it for myself, and honestly I didn't think anybody was going to like it, but it turns out quite a few people do, so I'm super excited about it. Here's my PSK. So, you know, this is what I'm kind of talking about. If I gotta grab the E&E, Escape and Evade, I can just grab First Aid, EDC, and Survival, my PSK, and jam them inside the Kifaru pack and hit the road. Maybe a flashlight and some ammo, and I'm gone. I always carry a couple of knives with me. Brothers of Bushcraft Fieldcraft knife. This thing is awesome. If you guys have not checked this knife out, you need to. It's probably one of my favorite knives I've ever owned. It comes in this Kydex sheath with a ferrocerium rod attached and a nice belt clip right here. They're like $100. It's probably like the best $100 I've ever spent. Another one of my favorites of all time, the ESEE6. I carry these two knives for wood processing, figuring I'll probably be doing that if I'm hiking back for 3 or 4 days. You know, I'm a little bit of a, I won't say the word, but I'm a little bit of a softie, so I carry an inflatable mattress. This one is the Recon, Static V Recon. These are about $40. Very cheap and work very well. I got another one of my mini kits in here. This one's actually pretty cool. I'm going to do a review just on this on YouTube, but it's basically I call it the world's smallest fishing kit. There's actually one of those pen rods in here, which these things really work, by the way. This is no BS. I fished with this, and it works. It's extremely lightweight, too. Basically, you can kind of see it just telescopes out. I keep it in the pouch like that, and then you've got a little fly reel here. Carry a pair of scissors and some other miscellaneous gear in here for fishing, and I'll probably be doing a review on this loadout right here. I carry that in there too, so that's something else that could go into the E&E if I had to run. This is a lot of guys use the the Sawviver, I have a Sawviver. Well, it's discontinued. You can't get the blades, etc., etc. So I had to start looking around. I found this on Virtual Vice's channel. This is a silky saw. They call it the Gomboy. I believe it's 170 millimeters. No, this is the 210 millimeters, so I think 10-inch blade. And these are the medium teeth. This is a very good replacement for the Sawviver. It's a pretty heavy duty, well made saw. This is all rubber, high traction rubber. And then it's got a function so you can, if you are sawing something that's flat on the ground, you can actually change the angle geometry on the blade. Like I said, really lightweight, excellent option. I carry both of them in here. Here's the Sawviver, Old Faithful, right there. Awesome. I'd tell you guys to go get one, but they stopped making them. I have no idea why. Probably one of the coolest things I've ever bought in my life, and I've used it so much. It's like invaluable to me. So I carry this as a backup so I don't jack that up. You know, you got to eat, so I've got a little mess kit here. Inside is a pocket rocket. There's a gas canister in here. Then I've got a cup and a larger. It's all titanium stuff, so it's extremely lightweight. Water filtration capabilities. This is the Hiker Pro that pretty much everybody has and loves by Ketadine. And just keep it in this little high-vis pouch. It's got a little connection on it so you can put it on your waist when you're walking down to the water. Carry a little bit of food in here. It's just a granola Mountain House pack. I've got, like I mentioned earlier, a bunch of stuff inside of my truck, MREs and other miscellaneous types of food that I could stuff into the pack if I need it. I just don't keep it in here every day because it's already heavy enough. And then in the back of the pouch, right here is there's a hydration port here in the pouch. And then you just jam your hydration system in here. I like the platypus. You can see right there, it's a platypus. I believe it's 2 or 3 liters of water. Slides right in there. And also the pack has a stiffening, plastic stiffening plate in the back of it here, which helps to distribute the weight from your shoulders to your hips. There you go. You can see on the back of the pack here, it's got this nylon mesh material. It's got a little bit of that Hyperlon material there to give you grip, so the waist belt's effective. I've got the waist belt strapped up, but the waist belt design for this pack is very good and works very effectively. And inside of here is some vented, you probably can't see it, but there's vented foam. I'd say it's probably somewhere around a quarter to a half-inch thick. You know, I've done some rucks with this pack. I've never really gone more than about 5 or 6 miles, but it's very comfortable to wear, even with all this gear in it. And I'm gonna kind of just pick the camera up, go handheld, and scan through all the gear that's on the floor here, so you can kind of see how much this thing's capable of handling. I believe the pack is 1900 cubes without anything strapped to the outside of it. So here's a good look at everything. You can see you just get tons of stuff in there. And I would be extremely comfortable if all I had was that backpack for, geez, maybe up to a week. You can see here, you know, kind of just miscellaneous stuff that came out of the admin pocket there. Batteries, sewing, cleaning, eating, tripwire that you could easily make a snare out of. There's some first aid stuff right there, my EDC first aid kit, cat tourniquet, Israeli bandage, zip ties, dental module from Chinook Medical, some ammo, 147 hollow point. There's my fire starting kit, bunch of flashlights, some smoke. Got some nav gear right there, some high test cordage, pair of shooting gloves, food. Basically got water filtration here, eating right here, a couple of knives, all my module kits, which all of those except for the fishing kit I'll have or already have a video on my channel. You can check those out. My searchlight, just miscellaneous. There's my E&E Kifaru bag, some clothing, charging capabilities for my flashlights. sleeping gear, saw, food, and there's the EDC Fast Pack by Aught Design. It's probably one of the best products I've ever purchased from them. I haven't found a pack that'll replace it that has the same capabilities, and I've been looking for probably 3 or 4 years now. So anyways, that's it, guys. That's the loadout. That's my update on my bug out bag, get home bag. Hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and hit me up. On YouTube, you can also go to my Facebook page, $20 Bandit. It's spelled out TWENTY, Dollar Bandit. And if you haven't jumped on the Kickstarter campaign, please do. All those links will be down below, and I really appreciate all of the support, the subs, the likes, and everything else. And talk to you guys soon. $20 Bandit, I'm out.